Hey guys, welcome to the shop. My name is Sam and today I am making this pressure washer lance for cleaning the inside of suppressors. The lance is simply a few parts. There is this kind of rubber part I just found in the shop, drilled a hole in it that acts as a little blast shield for spray. And then there's the main part. The body of the part is this tube from an air blowgun. So that's your standard compressor blowgun that you find at Harbor Freight. And then the big part here is I made this fitting that fits a 1/4-inch pressure washer and then threaded it for the air fitting. That allows me to adapt this to a pressure washer gun. Now the tip is simply plugged. There are 2 Allen set screws with a piece of silicone that creates a high pressure plug. And then on either side, I have a slit and a hole, and that creates the stream. Creating a stream on both sides is really critical, otherwise this thing will get pushed to one side or the other because there is quite a bit of pressure coming out of it. So having it balanced is very important for the function. I gotta make 2 parts tonight. First one I'm gonna make is for the pressure washer. It is a 1/4-inch quick connector. So let's go ahead and get everything turned on. And there should be, yes, there is right here, a piece of stainless steel. The end was parted off and cleaned up. The measurements were transferred from a 1/4-inch pressure washer fitting, and the outside diameter was cut to size. All right, now to drill the through hole. Now I don't need a whole lot of throughput, so I'm gonna go with 13/64 for this. Stainless steel can be a bit fussy. I need to keep it well lubricated so it doesn't work harden. If it work hardens, it could damage my drill. All right, now with that part made, I can go ahead and part it off. I left a lot of material on the backside of this fitting just because I'm not quite sure how the threading is going to go, and I don't want to have to start over. So a little extra material is not going to hurt the finished product. The finished threaded hole needs to be metric, but I only have a bottoming tap in metric. So to start it, I'm going to use a tapered tap that is in the closest imperial thread. Having some starter threads on there, it makes it much easier for me to come back with the M10 by 1 and finish threading the hole. Okay, now it's getting interesting. So when I was looking at the pressure fittings, what typically happens is there is an O-ring that comes up against a shoulder. And if you put pressure behind the O-ring, it crushes into that shoulder and forms a tighter seal, which is totally different than what this is. This is just an O-ring pressing as a flat surface. So if you look right here, that O-ring under pressure would just squeeze out the side. So what I need to do is cut a little shoulder in there. So this metal is metal on metal, and that O-ring gets squeezed between the two. While less than ideal, this is a neat little trick. I have a drill chuck in my tool post with an end mill. Now, end mills are designed to rotate and clear the chips, so they don't really work that efficiently at the lathe, but in a pinch, I can use it as a mini boring bar and cut my little internal shoulder with it. There we go, just a little test fit, and that O-ring has a recess it fits in, and now we have metal on the front, so there is no way for that O-ring to squeeze out of there. I think that is going to work. Well, that little function test with the pressure washer worked just fine, but there's not much restriction on this right now, so wasn't that high a pressure. Maybe like 90 psi? Let's go ahead and make a tip. I'm going to carefully thread the end here. This will be 3-32. This thing is pretty tiny. We're just going to go slow, quarter turn at a time, back it out. There we go. Okay, there we go. I originally wanted to make a tip that would screw into the end of this, but when I thought about that, I would have to drill a tiny hole, which would really restrict pressure and water flow. So instead, I'm going to cut a little slit on the side for the water to come out of and make a plug for the end. The end plug is just going to be an Allen set screw, a piece of silicone, and then another Allen set screw that squishes the silicone together and acts like a super high pressure plug. All right. Now we find out if it was all for nothing. Whoa! Wow. Well, the good news is it didn't blow up. It held the pressure. Sweet. Let's go fine tune that. I am so freaking happy that that didn't turn into a metal dart and land in the neighbor's yard. Now here's a 25-degree pressure washer nozzle, and I found a super tiny drill bit. And I was feeling around, and that does fit in there. So I'm going to use this to pop a hole right in the middle of that slit, and we'll see what happens. I had to move over to the wood shop and in order to find a chuck that could hold this tiny bit. So I'm going to try to line it up by eye here. Okay. All right, this is 3,000 RPMs. I've never actually used the drill at this speed. Let's see what happens. Woo! So I did actually drill through. Turns out that I threaded so far down that I was running into that second Allen screw. In fact, I think I need to use a shorter one. All right, so you can see the two lengths there. I have to start with this short one. I actually was obstructing my hole a little bit. I'm cold, I'm wet, but I am so freaking happy right now. Check this out. It's perfectly balanced. It doesn't push you one way or the other. Check it out right here. Cuts holes in cardboard. I'm cold, so cold. All right, I'm inside the garage now with the utility sink. I got my electric pressure washer hooked up, and we're gonna give this a little test run. This is a 22 suppressor. Gonna go ahead and push this shroud down, which I made last night, and see how it goes. Here goes. Very cool. Try one more pass in there. That test went really well. I'm very happy that I can come into my shop and pressure wash the inside of the suppressor and not get mist and spray all over my machinery. So super happy with how that worked out. That is awesome. Now, as far as cleaning the suppressors, I think going forward, the main thing I'm going to do is end up plugging these guys. You can find a bunch of cheap plugs just about everywhere. I think Menards, Harbor Freight, wherever. Plug it, stick it in a beaker upright, fill it with some kind of cleaning solution, and let it sit overnight. Now, I would like to be able to just rinse it out and call it good, but it seems like because of the internal structures of the suppressors, they really like to hold on to stuff. And just rinsing it might not get everything out. Also, I've noticed that some of the powder and carbon and stuff, once it's dissolved with some of these chemicals, it makes kind of a sludge that doesn't really like to come out. I think that's where that pressure washer wand is really going to excel. It's going to blast a lot of that out that would otherwise kind of gel and then dry back in there. So I think that's awesome. Really looking forward to seeing how that works on the bigger suppressors. But right now, testing at a little 22 looks fantastic. As far as the cleaning supplies go, I've been using this Vortec and it seems to work pretty well. I'm really excited to try the Slip 2000 Carbon Killer. I've heard some great stuff about that. If anyone has a recommendation, throw it at me. I'm still definitely learning what works best. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time. Hey! I forgot a hammer. Oh man. Doesn't impale us, which it shouldn't because it's kind of off to the side a little. Ow! Oh! A fire pit. Hang on. Ow! I don't know who put that there. That hurt. Anyway, hang on. That's better.